I mean, I'm exceptionally proud. Right? Like there was a lot of uncertainty going into the season. Right? That was really forward was having that down too. But I mean, I think even this game is kind of champs. You have every opportunity to just sit down and battle back. Then we can end by 14-8, and you can say, hey, shit, you're done. And to get ourselves back to a position where, we're within striking distance with a few minutes left in the game. I'm just proud of them. They play the game the right way. They exude character on and off the field, which for me is, more so than where we got to and sort of the turnaround and everything else is it's important to how a group conducts themselves. And when you look around the community in Albany, you look around the lacrosse community in general, these guys are outstanding citizens, and they handle themselves with class, and it's important. And I'm proud of their compete and all the stuff they do between the boards, but off the boards, they're all quality character guys, and you know what, Colton's the version, and I couldn't be happier, and I don't think I ever have in my whole career. I've never enjoyed coaching a team, and it's not because we got to the championship. It's the you would ask me this 5 games now. It's the same thing.
They got good players on offense. They get it off the crowd. It's just one of those things. Once they get flowing, they're starting to feel it, and the shots start getting flowing in that. So, like I said, they're good players, so they're going to score goals, and once they get their confidence, I think that's kind of what happens there.
Colton, to do what you did this season, to go from 3 wins to 14 to the finals, and have it just not turn out the way you want in the finals. What are the emotions right now?
I mean, it's tough, right? Like Coach Clark said, there's a lot of character in our room. There's no quit. There's no fight. I'm super proud of those guys for that, because we could have turned forward and won in the first half of the game, right? We chose not to do that. So I would just say that it hurts now, but at the end of the day, it's a building block. We just got to come ready to go start of next year to build on success.
Glenn, it seemed like this game was a little looser than some of the others, especially like Buffalo's been playing defense lately. Is that just one of those things, or did you want to open things up yesterday and try to solve them?
No, I mean, I think it's the game within the game. Like oftentimes they kind of take them away from the road. We certainly didn't want to try and run it over. That's not in our favor. So I think it just, Cole said, they're so deep and skilled offensively. I mean, everybody talks about Dave and Josh already, so this is with Chad, Bucky and those guys, and they're so dangerous, going through seven. So we were more responding to what we had to respond to. Certainly want to get into that shootout type of game, but it's kind of how it was a hand dealt, so we played as best we could.
What do you want your guys to take from this experience, playing a team like that, to help you close the deal on the championship?
Yeah, I think the journey has been very valuable for them. We're not going to lose sight of how many guys are playing their first season in the league, guys in their second year. So, one of the terms I used with these guys was everything we do here is investment. It's just investment. The regular season, playoffs, into the final, and that's going to continue, right? I mean, this is valuable, and when you get the opportunity to compete at the highest level, the takeaways, the learning, the stuff you don't even know that's getting embedded into your game is going to be valuable.
Colton, I've been here since day one. I'm not sure I've heard this building louder. What's it like to play in that sort of environment? Is communication hampered? Is it do you feed off of it at all just because it's such a big crowd?
Yeah, I mean, anywhere there's atmosphere, it's fun to play. Definitely changes things in terms of being able to communicate on defense. It's got to be a little bit more physical communication, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's not something that our group shies away from. I think if anything, we enjoy playing in these types of buildings.
Coach, long term, how can this season get indoor National Lacrosse League, the fan base in Albany? Do you feel that it will build the fan base with the season that you had this year?
I hope so. I mean, part of what I was kind of excited about going on this run was, you know, you get more eyeballs, you get more people in the seats, you get more exposure to the game. You know, we're 30 years behind what Buffalo's been doing, right? So you want to get more people in the community, you want to get more eyes on, because it's absolutely one of those games that sells itself. And when, you know, part of our messaging in the community is you're seeing the best athletes in the world. It's not a second tier lacrosse league. Like, you've got the guys that are in the World Championships, going to be in the Olympics. You know, these are the best players in the world. So I think it's sort of, you know, it's going to be this kind of slow moving river as opposed to a waterfall. I mean, we're going to go by hundreds, not thousands, but I want it to stay in the community. I want it to get embedded in the community. I love the area. I moved my family down there, and I want it to be successful. And I think this helps for sure. And hopefully we carry that momentum into next year.
Colton, I just want to give you the opportunity. You heard what Coach said about you, your teammates. Obviously, they were able to do this organization. It's incredible. What can you say about Coach Clark and the rest of the staff and the entire organization?
I mean, I'll start with the coaching staff and our GMs, obviously being Coach Clark and Clem. Hats off. They did a fantastic job, whether it was through the draft, bringing in guys that were cut from other teams, the guys coming back from injuries, right? So they built something, and then in terms of just from our coaching standpoint, I mean, they ultimately set the path for us, right? It's what we're following. So again, hats off. I mean, the culture comes from Clarky and our coaches, and I mean, there's a lot of character in our room. And I think that's there's a lot to do with the people who love us. And then as an organization, I think it's the same thing, from top to bottom. A lot of character, a lot of class, as Coach mentioned, community people. We've already brought in a lot of people that are committed fans, season ticket holders, and that they're out at every game. So it's great to see what we're building. It's great to see the culture in our room and the organization. Nothing but kind words to say to Coach Clark and Clem and Coach Gibby and everyone.
Glenn, to have the youngest roster in the league, and then you add Dyson Williams to it next season, I mean, how optimistic are you that you can be back in this spot, you know, next season?
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to get here. You know, I think every year there's 9-10 teams that could probably get on a run and do it. So I think what I've said all along is we're positioning ourselves to be in that fight. So I think, you know, we anticipate, you know, we're going to be a more mature group. We'll be a little more polished next year. Infusion of talent, like you said, with Dyson and Virgil Hansen coming in, which will be two very good NLL players. But it doesn't come with a stamp, right? Like, so it's, you know, we'll still have to earn it. We'll still have to battle, and we're still going to be in games like these, right? Because there'll be teams. But, you know, I'm sort of looking more globally and long term. I mean, you know, it's kind of like what Buffalo's done. They've acquired all these assets, you know, over the years, and Chugger and Steve Dietrich's done a great job. And to be honest, that's kind of a model we've tried to follow, is what Steve's done here in terms of getting the infusion of talent through the draft, you know, and that's, you know, that has some sustainability to it. So that's kind of what we're trying to do, same kind of model. And I think if you build a good enough foundation through the draft and you add enough first rounders and talent there, that you're always within striking distance. So in a roundabout way, I think we can certainly get back there. I don't think it's a light switch that we automatically get back there, but I think we're going to be positioned to certainly compete to do it.
Coach, you've been in the league a long time. How much has this league gotten more competitive and talent level over the years?
So when you say a long time, you're talking about when I played, or since I've been
From, I guess when you played and then when you've been coaching, but how far has this game come?
Both, actually. I mean, certainly when I played. I mean, I think the biggest difference, you know, I've had this question before. When I played, you know, I think sort of the top 8 guys on the roster would still be, you know, they could play in this league now and everything. I think the difference is that, you know, 9 through 16, where that skill has really, really improved. The speed at which these guys play is more than what we played. It's just been the evolution of the game. And the depth across the board. I mean, when I was playing, you know, I can't remember what we got to. It fluctuated around 12, 13 teams and whatever else, but really you only had 4 or 5 teams maybe that were really within striking distance of getting to this. Now I'd say you have everybody who gets in the playoffs legitimately, and even some that don't make it. You have teams like Calgary, teams like that didn't make it. You know, they couldn't run against them as well. So I think the overall play of the game is way better. I still think I can play in it, but I think the depth of teams and everything certainly is broader. Yeah.
All right, that'll be it, guys. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.